So one of the first key acts of leadership is to enroll people into the team, into the business, into the project that we are looking to embark upon. Because we want to make sure that we've got the right people on the bus, the people who actually want to be here. I think it was Jim Collins who wrote Good to Great that coined that phrase, getting the right people on the bus, sitting in the right seats, and actually making sure that the bus is going in the right direction. That was kind of the analogy he used. So the first step that we need to take in order to enroll people into the team, into the business, into the project, is giving them a sense of why. What is the purpose of this operation? Simon Sinek did a fantastic video when he talked about the golden circle and the importance of understanding not just what we do and how we do it, but why are we doing this? A great example that really brings home this point is the story about JFK when he visited one of the NASA space centers during the space race in the 60s. And he met a chap in the corridor, and he stopped to talk to him and said, you know, what is it? What's your role here? And the chap said, you know, my role, Mr. President, is to put man on the moon. Now that guy was the janitor or the cleaner. But wow, can you imagine having that sense of purpose that says, you know, irrespective of kind of which position that you hold within the business, you're so clear on what it is that you're trying to achieve. This guy knew that he was a part to play in putting man on the moon. That's what it really means to engage people around the purpose. The second thing that we need to enroll people into is the strategy. Because once people are engaged emotionally into, yeah, I get why we're doing this, I want to be part of that journey, is then to say, okay, how do we do this then? Because the strategy is really important. People do need to understand, how are we going to do this? What do you need me to do in order to play my part in fulfilling this strategy? So that needs to be constantly communicated to everyone throughout the organisation. And then the final thing that we need to make sure that we're rolling in people into is the whole idea or philosophy of one team. Because as the business grows, what we get is departments get bigger, and you start to have this silo mentality where you've got individual functions or departments almost looking after themselves first and foremost, irrespective of the rest of the business. That's the last thing that we want. The idea of crossing the line together, this one team approach, is really, really important. So if I asked you the question, which is the more important team? The one that you manage or the one that you belong to? Now, the right answer to that, by the way, is the one you belong to, because that tends to be the one level up. Because what we don't want to have happen is, if you think that the team you manage is the most important one, you could actually go into a meeting with your peers, be passive in that meeting. You've agreed some outcomes, but then you take it back into your team and say, don't worry about that, guys, we'll look after ourselves. It totally crumbles the whole idea of one team, as opposed to saying, no, this is the right thing for the business, this is the right thing for the project, and therefore you go back to the team and rally them behind what's been agreed. So this one team approach is really important. This inclusive nature is really important when it comes to leadership. Because what we're looking to do here is we're trying to move people from being just passengers on the journey to having a passion about the purpose, the strategy, and the team to which they belong. That's good leadership.